What's going on, YouTube? Jim here with Collectors Bank. Sorry I've been out for a bit. I've had back to school. Things have been crazy at my house. Just trying to get things back in order and trying to get this stuff out so you guys can see it. Today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of, I would say, baseball autograph collecting. I think it's very enjoyable. Sometimes there's mistakes that you can make, and I wish somebody would have maybe told me these things when I started. And I think the biggest mistake that people make when they get into this hobby is maybe you think that it's the barrier of entry is cheap, all right? It's not. You know, a baseball is 20 bucks. You got to buy pens. If you're collecting cards, you got to buy the cards. Cards aren't cheap anymore. They're a lot more expensive. So to me, it is not a cheap thing to get into. And if you start off being cheap, you're going to have things like this happen to you. This here is a Gaylord Perry ball. All right. Now you're going to hear people, they're going to tell you, hey, is that ball Chinese? All right. This is a China ball. As you can see right there, China. Okay. It's an official league baseball. You do not want this ball because in the beginning it's very pretty, and this is what it will look like later on. All right, see how it's fading? It doesn't pop. It's because it's a synthetic material. The auto just like eats the auto is what I would call it. So this is not what you want to do. Okay, instead of spending, I think these are maybe $8 a piece, something like that. Go ahead and spend the extra $10 and get an official league baseball. Okay, official Major League Baseball. It says Rawlings on it. All right. Sometimes you can find these things at Walmart for $11, $12 on sale. Just be on the hunt for them. Buy them by the case. All right, dozen in a case. So there's a couple ways to get autographs that you can go about. Right, you can do in person. All right, you can do through the mail, which will be TTM. And then there's also going to the shows. All right, you're gonna go to a show. You're gonna pay top dollar because you're going to get an autograph signed where you want, when you want, and how you want. All right, what color, blah, 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 right? I do like sending things through the mail. I found out that Will Clark signs through the mail. He's one of my favorite baseball players growing up. And he hit me with this ball. When I got it back, I was super excited. It says, Jim, a true baseball fan, and then he signed it, Will Clark. Again, when you send things through the mail or you're going to the baseball park, where the guy wants to sign it is where he's going to sign it. You're not really going to change his mind, all right? Would I have liked it on the sweet spot? Yeah, but he gave me a cool little inscription here. It's for my personal collection, or PC is what people will call it, and it's just going to go sit in there, all right, guys? So it's okay to me personally. You just have to know that if you do stuff like that, that it's not going to come back the way that you want it sometimes. And that's just the way that it goes, right? You go to a baseball game, you go there for batting practice, you're watching, you're doing all this stuff, and you see a guy come up and you toss him a baseball. This is Joe Nathan autograph here, closer. You know, again, would I have wanted him to sign on the sweet spot? Heck yeah. But you know what? He signed it here on the side panel. Don't know why. Sometimes they do it for kids, they sign it on the sweet spot. For old guys, they're like, here's a side panel. Again, it's what they want to do, right? That's why if you carry baseball cards, you really can't go wrong. If they're going to sign your baseball card, it doesn't really matter. They signed it, right? They really can't mess up signing a baseball card. So, you know, that's why I carry official Major League Baseballs, these placards, and then I'll carry some baseball cards for some of the guys. I think if you're going to the park, I think the baseball cards are the way to go, just because there's less likelihood of them messing it up. And it's all easy to carry, right? I've tried carrying a 16 by 20 to the game, had a sweet 16 by 20 carry 2 or 3 games, and I just couldn't get the guys to sign it. Just wasn't going to happen. So again, this is what I do. If I go with my kids, this is what we take. If you're going, the other thing that's sad too is that there's a lot of prospects in baseball, right? So you have to decide what you're going to get these prospects to sign. Here's a good example of one. Here's a Jonathan Singleton signed baseball. All right. Was this going to be this amazing player, going to be this stud? Turned out to be nobody. This ball is worthless now. So instead of wasting my 20 bucks on a baseball, I have moved to mini helmets. All right, they come with these cool little display cases. You can stand them here, right? So when I get my prospects now, I get them on these. This is a Josh Hader autograph. So turned out to be a really great pitcher. So would I wish I had him on a baseball? Yeah, I would. But I have him on a mini helmet, and the autograph's pretty sweet. So it's kind of one of those things that you have to decide what you're going to do, what you're going to commit to. And again, carrying these around, they're not very easy to carry, so you're not going to carry too many of these in your bag. And then here's like a Joe Panic auto on a mini helmet. Now, the other thing that kind of annoys me, I wish these guys would put their numbers on their stuff. I mean, their autographs are, I mean, you really can't tell who the heck that is. Put your number on there, guys. Why don't you make it easy? You know, put your number on there. I get it, when you're a prospect, maybe you don't have a number, but when you're good and you're starting on the team, you got a number, go ahead and put it on there, and don't charge me for it. I think that would be fantastic. The other option you have is when you're getting autos is, are you going to get logo baseballs? Again, these are all official Major League Baseballs still. They're just a logo ball. You pay more for these because it has a certain designation on it. It says Hall of Fame. It says Gold Glove. You know, Silver Slugger, World Series. I have some World Series baseballs, All-Star games, things like that. And then you get the athlete to sign it. So again, I collect Hall of Fame baseballs. So this is what if I go to a show, this is what I'm doing. And then also, you know, there's these old baseballs. Back in the day, used to be the National League and American League baseballs. As you can see, Ernie Banks signed this ball, and it's brown. The ball is super old. You can't control that stuff, guys, unless you just keep these things in a black hole that's super airtight. You're probably going to get some spotting or some browning of your baseballs over time if you leave them out. And again, here's a Tony Gwynn. Signed in black, but Tony Gwynn is no longer with us, and a Tony Gwynn autograph is a Tony Gwynn autograph, right? So I'm not going to be picky when I get an autograph of something that, now, will I replace it? I'll try to. But again, National League Baseball, it's JSA'd as well. So again, this you know, you got to get these things if that's what you're going to do. You're going to collect it. You're going to go do that. When I get home, if you're going to display them, you're going to go ahead and spend the money, and you're going to buy these Ultra Pro display cases. They are UV protected, so if you're going to leave them in the light, it's less likely that your balls will start to fade or get brown spots because you're using something like this. Now, I know the new ones, they come with cases, things like that. I just throw those things away, and I just put them in this. Then I get my trusty label maker, and I put their name on it. If you're collecting current players, you'll notice that their autographs are unreadable or really short. They're like 2 letters or something like that. So it's very important, guys, when you get these autographs at the ballpark, things like that, instantly figure out a way to write who signed it on there, or you're going to get home, or you're going to forget about it, and you're going to pull it out and go, man, who signed this? And you're not going to know, because if you looked at this, are you going to know that that's Josh Hader? Really? You're not. So now the old guys, they get it. Beautiful signatures on these baseballs. You know, Ricky Henderson here, if I could ever get my camera to focus here for you guys. So again, these are all things that I wish I knew. These are all signed in silver Sharpie. Again, there's less likelihood of having a problem if you get it signed in a Sharpie. I get it. People want to carry these paint pens, things like that. If you're doing in-person autos, man, I would just simple and easy, right? Also at the ballpark, you're at the mercy of whatever the guy has in his hand most of the time. So if a kid gives him a Sharpie and he goes to town and he just holds the pen and just signs autos, you know at that point you do not want your baseball signed with a Sharpie. You just don't, all right? At that point, you have to make a decision. You're going to get that ball signed in a Sharpie. You're not going to like it later on. It's just not what people collect. Just don't do it. Just save your money. Have a baseball card, or have one of these out. So if he's going to spank your card With the Sweet Auto, it's going to be on here in blue Sharpie and not on your baseball in blue Sharpie. So, you know, that's just the way that I feel. Now, again, different strokes for different folks. I'd love to hear your opinions on that, on kind of how you guys do when you go to the ballpark. I know guys prep their cards and all this stuff through the mail and things like that. And we'll do another video if you guys want to see something like that. But this is just some of the stuff that I have, guys. There's so much more. I've got boxes of baseballs right here next to me, full of baseballs. So sorry for the long video. My goal is to try to keep these things at 10 minutes for you guys. I appreciate you guys, you know, spending your time watching me. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm coming close to 100 subscribers. I appreciate it, and have a great day.